Hello, everyone. What's going on? My name is Timpedia, and welcome back to the TNT podcast, recorded before the end of 2025. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
So to 2025.
We said, yeah, technically we're not doing our end of 2025 stuff, but we're going to do our 2026 look ahead, mostly because there's going to be a couple weeks of us not able to record. So it seemed easier to just do this. But who is recording before the end of the year? On my right.
That's Friedman, also known as Andrew, but mostly known as Friedman.
And on my left.
Tyler.
All right, we're gonna.
That's my
That's
intro. Yeah, I got
quite the
nothing.
high-pitched name this week.
We have mostly just a couple small headlines to go over, and then a whole bunch of stuff. Mostly going to rattle off names for things coming out in 2026 that we're interested in. A little bit of anime news, and then some last-minute stuff that we watched and played for the end of the year. But this is kind of the biggest headline that's been going around recently. It was all this talk of AI in gaming. So who wants to talk about this? Freeman, I think you said you had a
because I'd put on the list. So this one came out because Expedition 33 obviously won it big at the Game Awards, and then I think like a week later they had been disqualified from a large number of indie game awards because of their use of generative AI. And when it came down to it, the question was like, what did they use it for? And the big issue was that the first week it was out, there was a texture in the game where they used AI to generate the placeholder and then forgot to replace the placeholder. So within 5 days of launch, they removed it. This was a texture for, I think it was a newspaper print that shows up anytime you're in, I forget the name of the city. It's basically supposed to be Paris, but anytime you're in the city, this texture would show up on like street poles for just like newspapers pasted up on it. And it got replaced with one that has equally gibberish on this newspaper. So in terms of what type of artistic quality was added by not using AI, it was very minimal. And people are, up in arms about the fact that, they used it all in the first place. And I think this one's kind of stupid because in this scenario, I understand that we don't really want to replace a real artist with AI. It's bad, it's soulless, it doesn't have any real creative component to it. But use of AI at this point is a development practice where you're replacing your shitty stuff with the cool stuff you want to present to someone later. And this really just takes the place of, for anyone who's used it, stock imagery. If anyone goes to a stock image website, I dare you to tell me that there's real creativity and artistry in the creation of stock images, because there isn't. It's designed to be as generic and soulless and profitable as possible. So my hot take is that using AI to create art in the place of where you used to just license out stock imaging, I don't think you really have the artistic leg to stand on for saying that this is a moral issue. But that was the big grandstanding point I wanted to make.
He's fine with robots taking over.
No, it's that I fucking hate paying for stock images. I have to use it all the time for work, and they all fucking suck. Like if I had the skill to draw a stick figure and use that instead, I would.
Bro, I will do this for you. You guys want me to make stock image? I'll do it. I'll be insert company name here, guys. Without revealing where you work. I'll be your your guy, man. Shit.
It's like I get it. There are a lot of people who are saying that you shouldn't. How do I put this? Like when it comes to using concept art, I know there was a lot of talk with. It wasn't that Expedition 33. It was. I forget if it was the Dark Souls developers were talking about this. I don't want to actually name drop the wrong company, but at least a big company said we were using it for concept images.
Oh,
prior
Larian.
to getting real artists on board. It was Larian for the Divinity series, and that was the big one where they're like, well, that's bad because the artistic style of your concept images define the art style of the game. And I get the argument there, where at that point is your generic AI initial images having a downstream effect on what the real art style of your game ends up looking like. Whereas
there's also something to be discussed. I'm not trying to take a side, but there's something to be said for whether like artists don't work. I highly doubt there's a lot of artists who are just, I have no inspiration, no nothing. I read text like I am a human AI where I just read a text and I just draw from that.
Yeah.
Like there will be like artists looking at, reading about a world and, doing extra research before they do a concept. So I personally don't see something crazy of just typing in a couple prompts for an artist to just, not even to use that art, Like, if you told me, hey, a concept artist used AI to get a couple ideas and then they didn't trace anything, they didn't directly lift anything, and they drew based on some inspiration they got, is that different from going to a museum and looking at someone's art?
The question boils down to
Potentially,
when you have to create something that's actually new and novel. Like, I'll take, for example, take like mimics in D&D. The very first time someone drew something like this, it had to have been a very creative concept. But now telling your AI, make me a mimic, it's going to do it based off of what other people have done for that. It's not going to give you a new and novel concept. But the use case for AI is, I need a castle that looks like a European castle. If you already knew what you wanted it to look like and you just needed to create the thing you want, and it's not something new and novel, is that any different versus going and saying, I want a game with an experimental art style. Let me get an artist who's known for doing wild and crazy stuff and have him give me something new to work with. That's something AI can't do, and you can't replace that.
Totally. I completely agree, and that's why I say I'm not trying to come down on the side of, yay, I like AI. I remember also that, as something I talked about before the podcast with you guys, like, you guys have both been in positions where you work in IT, which is very general, obviously, but you guys have both said you've used AI as a tool to help get coding started or to handle really minor tasks. It's a tool for you guys. It's not replacing your job. It's not even replacing a job from somebody else, but it's something that helps you guys do your job a little more effectively.
I'll get even more specific on this, and maybe any of the one developer who listens to our podcast will chime in here. I don't use it for our website's code. I only use it for our backend, something that the users would never actually interact with. Because AI can't get use and feel correct, but it can create me CRUD operations very easily. Because those are not that. There's very little creativity in that. It's very by the books.
I just feel like we're in this age where everyone is looking to find AI to use the buzzword.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to settle out that some people use it as a tool, and a lot of this stuff is going to be overblown. Like, art is definitely a weird case. And I think there's plenty of conversation to be had there. And I don't begrudge anybody who says, hey, you used AI. Like, I think of, what was the one? The Bungie thing where they stole assets from somebody.
Yeah.
Like, that's
was it
Marathon?
Yeah, Marathon. Where that wasn't even AI, but they stole assets. And that so AI is close to that end, because AI is building off of stealing the internet, basically.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if it can help, like, Larian came out, and I kind of understand what they're saying, where they're like, hey, our concept artists used it at a very early stage. None of that art even made it to the development to make it into the game. Or in the case of, as going back to Expedition 33, they had AI art as like a stock image, like you said, Freeman, at one point in the game. I think like newspaper textures or something were AI generated, something that accidentally made it into, they say accidentally, like a minor thing like that. That's not like, you can't tell me that there's going to be a massive amount of creativity going into modeling a newspaper.
Yeah, but we're getting to the point where there's no nuance to it. If you use, like, there's a lot of people, like, if you used AI, it's bad, and it's not where really it has to be a case by case of, for that particular use case, are you artistically starving anyone out of the industry? And if you aren't, then I don't really think it's that bad to accept that it was used. But that requires nuance on the internet, and that doesn't exist.
Well, yeah, and it's also I can also see the argument that it's a slippery slope. Like, is there value in just saying don't do it because we got along to here, and things moved along just fine? But it also feels like we're entering this era of, not to make this topic too big, and I don't want us to go on too long, but, with Stranger Things coming out right now, I saw a headline that, like, this is Netflix's best Christmas ever because Stranger Things 2 is killing it. But I'm not watching Stranger Things 2 because it's been so long since the first one. We're in this era where content is just taking a long time to continue. And is it crazy to think that a company would be like, hey, AI can help us save time, we're going to embrace it? I can understand the logic. I don't agree with it. But in an era where getting out there faster is what makes you money, I'm not surprised that a lot of people are just saying, yeah, well, morals are nice, but I need to make money to survive.
I mean, I don't want to tangent it off into a separate conversation, but it's something that I notice a lot, especially with like anime production, is people are always like, how do they used to pump out like 52 episode shows continuously? Now they struggle to get 12 out the door and it looks okay. And I thought about the other day when I was watching, I think it was either I was watching Gurren Lagann or I think it was a clip from Evangelion, and I forgot how much old anime used to get away with stuff that would get eviscerated today. A shot where no one is moving, but it's a lip flaps on one character. And the resolution on these is like 1/8 of what you're seeing on the screen today. Like in terms of what was actually drawn and produced to make these is so much smaller than what we now consider the baseline to be acceptable for decent media. So we do also have this creep in quality that's expected, but we don't want to creep in terms of time to production. So how do you solve that gap?
Yeah. And I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah, there's no.
A lot of people are going to AI.
Well, yeah, the answer is go to AI and hope that no one sees. I mean, but that's like the same sort of thing with any sort of product, right? When you get to that point where you're so big, where your supply needs to meet the demand, then that's when things start changing from the original formula, and you're gonna see a dip, and you're gonna see people starting to compromise, and people who aren't in those positions, who've never like had to make those decisions, don't understand what it takes to like the kind of moral quandaries that goes on in a day-to-day like that. It's like at the end of the day, it's like you're just gonna have to make that decision and just do it and face whatever happens, because at the end of the day, it's like the business has to come first.
Yeah.
And I'm not defending AI either. Actually, I don't like it in that I think I don't like it because people are not respecting it and they're leaning on it as a crutch. I find it very similar to how we viewed Wikipedia, for example, right? Like for those kids at home, who knows? Maybe like kids ask Grok now, but like when we were in school, it's like, oh, we're going to ask Wikipedia, right? And we would get flamed because some of us were too dumb to scroll down to the bottom and actually look at the fucking sources that were there. But like,
easiest way to get around that.
Yeah, easiest way to get around it. But it's the truth though. Like, teachers would spot like, oh, like you clearly went to a Wikipedia article, but that's because people got complacent. It made people complacent and think that, oh, like I can just get around a thing and not do the work to get quality results. Now, would Wikipedia be a good idea for like a primer? Yes. And I think at the current state of which it is, AI is very similar, and it's getting a bad stigma because people are not using it like that, and there are certain expectations that companies have for it as well. If that makes any sense.
No, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So, I don't know. People are just not using it right, and there's certain stigmas around it, and ethics have not caught up to the actual technology, just like every other technology. Just like every other practice, like it's going to take time, and then by the time we even figure this out, something else is going to come around that no one's going to fucking know how to handle it, and then it is just that's how it always is going to be.
We'll see where it goes. I mean, 2025 has been a wild year for AI. I think 2026 is going to be really interesting.
It's going to be wilder.
Because everyone says, oh, the crash is coming, the bubble. But everyone's been saying that for like a year now, and here we are.
It takes a hot minute.
I know.
Do you guys think it'll be like .com? It might.
The thing is,
it's possible.
What you're going to see is like the larger companies that actually own the LLMs are going to survive. So like OpenAI will make it through. But all of these products where all they do is they are a wrapper for these other LLMs, they are going to fall off the face of the planet. So you're going to find a lot of
Yeah.
these specific use products are going to disappear, and you're left with just the big LLMs, depending on which company you're working with. So like the one thing I like about using and this is not a show moment, but using GitHub Copilot for coding as opposed to any other software is that Microsoft is the backer of it. So if there is a bubble crash, it'll probably end up surviving because Microsoft has the raw capital to keep it going. Whereas we
Right.
use a smaller tool that I personally love it. It's called CodeRabbit. And we do is it's our first line of defense on code reviews. So rather than rely on all of us to review the code and miss anything, we have CodeRabbit look at it first, point out some random things. Like it's really good at figuring out scenarios where you might have a null exception there. Where I as a developer, running the code may encounter, but I just glancing at it would not figure it out. We have CodeRabbit run through all of our code reviews first, and then we pass it off to the real people to do the reviews, and allows it to catch stuff we wouldn't otherwise. I love that tool. If we have a crash, that tool is probably not surviving, which is unfortunate because it's actually useful.
Just run it through other non-reputable sources
Yeah,
that are
right.
totally not monitoring your data.
That's the big thing. And we're spending so much time on AI is that our company's so paranoid of any company getting a hold of our proprietary code for these code scanning tools, and it's like, well, either we let them look at our code or we don't. Like we got the ask to we want AI to improve our code, but it can't look at the code. I'm like, you want a bunch of monkeys to write our code, but they don't actually know what they're working with? Like that'll never work.
Yeah.
And they suggest this unironically.
It depends on the kind of company too, because if you think about like security companies, they're in a very similar boat. It's like in order for them to secure anything, it's like, well, we got to know to an extent what we're securing so we can secure it, right? And that's like,
Yeah.
you know, but the thing with LLMs and that kind of stuff too, like, I mean, like they're also entrusted, like, and they're also very new. They're not well established, and like, there's no real good verifications on a lot of them. And half the time, you don't even know where these like repos are going or anything. Like, it's like, can you trust them? uh, it's possible, no. And we can use this as a segue to like
Oh, to the next
speaking
topic.
of vulnerabilities,
Oh, yes,
yeah,
please.
like Ubisoft got hacked,
Oh, boy.
and I don't know exactly the route that happened, but there was a bunch of different things that happened. It started with well, first it was a Siege. Rainbow Six Siege went down, and it was because Ubisoft took it down because what's it called? Oh yeah, there was hackers just giving out like just
You got like
shit to
$13.3 million in credits to people or something.
Was it billion or was it
It was
trillion?
no, it was in terms of credits, it was in the billions. In terms of US
Yeah.
dollars worth, it was in the millions.
Yeah, see, that's crazy. So it caused them to be down. Actually, recently the servers are still down for multiplayer. You can play things like Terrorist Hunt and all that shit, but if you wanted to play like, you know, any of the other shit, you're shit out of luck. But while that was happening, while Ubisoft was trying to scramble to reset everybody and do all this stuff, which was like whatever, right? They can manage that. Their data got fucking farmed. When I mean everything, I mean everything. Like all of their intellectual property information that they've had since the 90s, like we're talking Rayman up until now, maybe even further than that, have all been farmed. Terabytes of data just taken. And now they're demanding a ransom.
Jeez.
And when I mean they, I mean the people who currently have it. And what's funny is the hacker groups involved in this attack, they all claim to have been separate entities, which they probably are, but they're also saying no, this was all a coincidental attack that all happened at once.
Okay.
Which I think is bullshit. Obviously, it's bullshit.
Yeah, believable story.
Yeah. So, regardless, they're all asking for money. It's a mess. Rainbow Six Siege is a mess. I'm curious. Some companies sometimes just pay out this shit just to get their information back. But honestly, I don't know. I'm very curious to be at a C level, like being like, how do you handle this? Because it's like you could pay for it, but clearly it's copied. Like that data has to be copied. There's no shot, right? And it's like you're dealing with criminals. So like, who's to say that they're not gonna leak the information anyway after they get paid? There's no promise.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think it's very interesting. I am in the security section of things, so like this stuff interests me. It's about the only thing that's IT related that I have some sort of interest in.
Even
But
if it's
yeah,
just Ubisoft.
it was just Ubisoft. I mean, it's like you think about it too. Like, think about what where Ubisoft is too. Like, it has to suck. I mean, from an outsider's perspective, right? You think about it. Ubisoft has not had great press lately, and they've had like shitty sales and all this, that, and the third, right? For a few years now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for the cherry on top is this hack.
The spicy target.
The spice dart. Like we're talking like, you know, game after game. Like think of a game out of the last 5 years that you think Ubisoft did well selling it. It definitely wasn't Star Wars Outlaws. It definitely wasn't Assassin's Creed, the new one. So
Actually,
I'm very interested to see what's gonna happen.
That actually ties into one of our what's it called? One of our other headlines. You said Assassin's Creed Shadow wasn't selling that well, but we can also segues into Steam putting out their sales numbers for the year.
Oh yeah. Actually, don't look at it. What was the top one?
I'll send the link in the Discord real quick so you can see. So they did this thing. So for those that actually, I should back up and describe for everybody. So Steam put out an article or a list of their 100 best revenue generating items in the Steam store to this year. Except they broke down every section by randomly sorted games. They didn't tell anybody what the actual first place is. They said, here are the top 12 in a random order that randomly changes every time. But to your point about Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed, Tyler, Shadows was in the second tier. So it was either anywhere from the 13th to 24th highest revenue generating thing on Steam this year was actually Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Oh, then I stand corrected. Maybe it was just the bad press.
I mean, it definitely was the bad press, but it actually...
Schedule 1 is on here. That's fucking hilarious. That Schedule 1 is on this list. It makes sense. Shit, I even have fucking Schedule 1.
Tyler, it's just not just on the list. It's in the top 12.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
It's fucking hilarious, dude. It's nice to see Kingdom Come Deliverance too on here too.
Yes.
So.
But it looks very out of place with the other 11 in this tier.
Yeah.
Arc Raiders is in a similar indie boat. I mean, yes, it does look different. I get what you mean. Like
the squeakers are playing it. Even me, I even have it. Unfortunately.
What Arc Raiders?
Arc Raiders.
Are you enjoying it? All I hear is people playing it, and I hear nothing about the actual gameplay.
Would you like to hear it now or later? I can add it to my games that I've played. If you
let's do it later and stay on topic for now.
Okay.
I do legitimately want to hear about it from you.
There are actually a shocking couple of entries. Civ 7 being on the top 12 of Steam for the year. That's crazy to me.
I'm wondering if this is a case of like Civ 7 is very much a PC game, whereas a lot of the other bestsellers do have console presence.
Well, you know what else is funny? Hold on, let me do a quick check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 games in this top 12 have mixed reviews on Steam. Monster Hunter Wilds, Civ 7, Borderlands 4, and EA Sports FC 26 are all mixed. So that's interesting to me to see that even games with mixed reviews, including the extra expensive Borderlands 4, are actually on here. Like Borderlands 4 being on here is wild to me.
No, I'm not surprised. It's such a big game. A lot of people bought that shit.
No, I believe it. It's not something I would have guessed. Like I'm not. I guess saying so, I'm surprised it's on here. It's something I didn't think about being on here. Like Battlefield 6 isn't a surprise to me. It doesn't blow me away. Silk Song being the game that crashed Steam servers being on here isn't exactly surprising me. But it's a really cool list. If anybody listening to this searches for Steam Sales 2025, it should show up. Seeing Dispatch in the top 24 from 13 to 24. Also something called Inzoi. It looks like The Sims. Like it's a modern Sims game.
The only reason I know about this one is it had this very detailed character creator, and all the girls from Hololive were using it. Everyone was flipping out because for several of the members of Hololive, we know what they look like in real life, and we're like, holy shit! It made it look exactly like them. So that's the only reason I know about this, but I did not follow through on what this game actually is.
That gotcha. Anno, another very PC game. Europa Universalis. Expedition 33 not being in the top 12, being in the top 24. Still very impressive.
Which is wild because they're not by revenue. They have a separate list called top sellers.
Mm-hmm.
And Expedition 33 is still number 7 in their top sellers of 2025, but it's not top revenue.
Interesting. Well, it is cheaper.
Because they made it. I'll say they made it $50.
Yeah, I would say if they had made it a full price game and it still maintained
honestly,
same...
to Tyler's point,
the
before,
fact that Schedule 1 though,
that's what I was just gonna say.
Schedule 1 is like fucking not even $10, I think.
Schedule 1. Well, Schedule 1's base
yeah.
price is $20. It's on sale right now, and Expedition 33's was $50. So that means Schedule 1 had to sell more than double the copies of Expedition 33 to get there.
There's definitely some psychology here of the game being cheaper, so people are more willing to throw away money to try it.
Oh, definitely.
And we don't have Schedule 1 at the Game Awards, fam.
Wasn't it nominated for Indie of the Year or something?
We need to get Friend Slop as a new category at the Game Awards.
I'm so tired of the Friend Slop. Someone convinced me at work to get fucking Peak, and I'm like, ugh.
I have been asked to play Peak. I have actually been asked by a buddy to play Peak, and it is $5 right now, so I might end up playing Peak.
It's just so Peak.
Yo, but Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza is in the top, is in 50 to 100, so I'm Gucci. We got a Yakuza game in the top 100 for the year, baby. Oh, Jump Space. I just realized Jump Space is in the bottom 50.
Jump Space and another game that I played, Shape of Dreams, is on there.
Escape from Tarkov. That's not a surprise. I feel like I hear about that one constantly.
It's really sad to see Vampire the Masquerade 2 is way down here.
I mean, are you saying it should have sold more, or it's
no? It was good? As in like it was supposed to be better.
Yeah.
You know, like it was supposed to be one of those games. I was like I was really looking forward to playing that game. And it just looks not great.
You said it's in the bottom 50, Tyler?
Oh yeah, the bottom 50. It's in bronze.
Okay, because also in bronze. Yeah. Last thing, Revenge on Gold Diggers is in bronze.
There's a lot of trash.
I just saw this Chinese FMV game.
There is a lot of garbage.
Ew, the Persona 5 gacha made it into the top 100. Get out of here.
All right, let's move on. We got one more minor story. So that story really wound around the whole thing. This is kind of jumping into the preview of 2026. But Legend of Aang was an announced Avatar thing. Project a while ago. For those who don't know, it's supposed to be Aang and the gang all grown up as adults before Korra, which I think is a pretty cool thing to explore. Apparently this movie had been announced a while ago and there was a bunch of Avatar announcements. I didn't know that, but it's supposed to be coming this year, and they just confirmed it will not come to theaters. It is only Paramount Plus.
This follows the trend that they've always had with trying to cripple the release for Avatar. I still remember when it was the third or the fourth season of Korra came out, and they put it on TV after announcing it a week prior, and then after like the third episode, they just decided we don't want to put this on TV anymore. Put it on Nickelodeon.com. Also, change it from Fridays to Wednesday releases. Also, move it from 7:30 p.m. like normal to like 9
God.
p.m. And it was like, how do you expect people to watch this? Now, obviously, it's very different having it on Paramount Plus, where it's just front screen. You log in and say, "Oh wow, look, here's the new thing this week." It's still going to get advertised to people, but it's odd that this franchise keeps having this problem.
Wait, sorry. I'm looking at I had a website or IMDb open for the movies supposed to be coming this year. Here's the Legend of Aang: The Last Airbender's description on IMDb. I don't know why this is like this. Avatar Aang, the world's last airbender, learns of an ancient power that could save his culture from extinction. With the help of his friends, he embarks on a global quest to find it before it falls into the wrong hands. That practically sounds like it could have been the original one, the original show.
Yeah.
That's so
Jeez.
not specific. That's hysterical. But yeah, I think it's interesting, mostly in the sense of we're coming off the success of K-pop. Obviously, Demon Hunters was massive for Netflix this year and for movie theaters a little bit when they did the release in theaters of the sing-along stuff. But also, it's not this is not an animated production from, Disney. So it basically means it's not going to theaters. So it's interesting to think. I'm surprised, and it feels like this was kind of a bait and switch. Like they originally announced this was going to be in theaters, actually, but I feel like no one should have believed that when they announced that. Avatar very much feels like a property that like there are a bunch of people who really care about it, but outside of that, it's like John Cena. It's invisible. But that segues nicely into the 2026 preview. This is mostly just a list. There's not a lot of things to discuss here. This is just a couple things. I filled out a lot of this list, just stuff I wanted to talk about that I'm looking forward to in 2026. If you guys have anything else, you're free to jump in. But heading into 2026, I don't have a lot of movies I care about, other than supposedly Dune Part 3 might be coming this year, which I'm very excited. I loved the first two Dune movies. They were the best live action theater experience I've had in the last few years, come to think of it. It's been a lot of anime and old movies recently. And apparently Timothée Chalamet killed it in that Marty Supreme movie that got
Yeah,
previews.
I've heard nothing but good things about it. I kind of want to see it now.
He seems like he's turning into a little bit of like an arrogant movie star kind of guy, but his acting was really good in Dune, and if he did good in Marty Supreme, I'm excited to see how he pulls off some of the really intense stuff that's coming
Chalamet.
in. I'm really interested to see what Paul Muad'Dib does in another movie. So that's my big thing. This is also relevant because the trailers have started to release for Doomsday.
This one's interesting. They're doing like a 1 minute trailer for each of the characters who are going to show up in Avengers Doomsday.
The dozen people who are going to show up in Doomsday.
Yeah, because hold on. I know they did that initial teaser where it's just like, here's the whole cast. And I'm like, if they do a 1 minute teaser with each of these characters, how much of the movie is going to show up in the teasers?
I'm ready for it to be a rug pull, honestly.
I'm very curious because this is our first named Avengers movie since Endgame. I really think so. Also, something I listed next to this was Spider-Man is supposedly also coming this year. The fourth Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland.
Oh yeah.
I think this is kind of a make or break year for Disney. Like for Marvel, not in the sense that like everything gets canceled, but we've really seen that post Endgame there was a lot of floundering to try to find where the direction of Marvel is going. I mean, look at Doomsday. Robert Downey Jr. and Steve Rogers are coming back. Like, could you more put a stamp on it that says we are desperate to get people back in the theaters again?
Yeah, we're pulling member berries from shit that was less than 10 years ago.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see how these movies go. Spider-Man is still like one of the biggest properties on planet Earth. I think Spider-Man will still do big numbers. But I think people will go see Spider-Man and see nothing else from Marvel this year. So
I can see that.
Yeah,
But
I might be in that audience.
yeah, no, I could
Of
I
just
could see
watching
that.
Spider-Man.
If Spider-Man is good, I've enjoyed. I'm not a huge Spider-Man guy, especially after the Magic set being terrible. But just gotta get that dig in there, Freeman. Um, but I enjoyed the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies a lot. So I'd really be interested to see what a new one post the end of Spider-Man 3 looks like. Oh boy, this is one of the biggins.
I'm excited for this one.
The Odyssey is coming to theaters from Chris Nolan. I would probably call this the biggest release coming this year, outside of maybe
I've always
Avengers.
been a fan of his movies, so I'm definitely seeing this one in IMAX.
So what's the gimmick in this movie though? With
Um,
Tenet, we
see-
had the time travel. With Inception, we had
so the gimmick this one is he got a sound director for this one. That's the gimmick.
Oh shit! All right.
I don't actually know. I'm bullshitting here.
I'm really curious. I still haven't seen Oppenheimer. I still really want to. I just haven't
you
gotten
should. It
around
was
to
so
seeing
good.
it.
I thought it was just okay.
Oof.
I saw you know what's really funny? I saw it in with the 80 millimeter whatever the fuck release of that movie, and I think I even talked about this on the podcast when it came out.
The sound
did.
thing?
Yeah.
No,
where
not
it- I remember you saying you wish you had seen it like the
yes,
the Dolby audio version.
Yeah.
I do wish about that, but I also thought it was really funny because like I would have rather seen it there, mostly because of that, but also it's like the 80 millimeter, right? The only thing that was worth seeing was the fucking bomb exploding. Everything
Yeah,
else was just like motherfuckers just talking.
Yeah, the rest of the movie did not warrant an IMAX experience.
Yeah, like shit. Give me standard like whatever, but just with a bitchin' sound system, and that would have been fine. Yeah, frankly, honestly, Tim, in my opinion, his weakest movie. I thought it was like a
even
good
weaker than
movie.
Tenet. Wow.
Man, fuck it. Tenet was at least enjoyable. Tenet, for all of its fucking like time travel bullshit,
Was the least
at
interesting
least
movie.
was enjoyable. Like I enjoyed at least watching Tenet. Like there was cool shit that was happening. Whereas I don't know. I also have a thing too with like fiction movies. Like I don't know, Michelle and I talk about this a lot, where it's like even like biopics of sorts. Like if I wanted a biopic, like I'd be better off either reading a book about whatever it is or watching a documentary.
Gotcha.
Like I wouldn't like I don't give a shit about something that actually happened and trying to see a movie form of it.
Like you'd rather this
Like
format go fictional to tell a better story.
yeah, like when I go and watch a movie or like if I'm investing in like a story, like I want some interesting shit at least to happen. Like not saying that any of this stuff isn't interesting. It is. Like the story of the atom bomb and how it came to be, crazy shit, ethical, moral quandaries abound. Like that is interesting stuff, but I like my stuff flavored differently. So that's something I guess about me that the audience has learned today. Not saying that any of these are bad.
No.
Yeah. Speaking of reading stuff,
Yeah, I was gonna
Project
say
Hail
that's
Mary
a perfect.
is
Yeah, Project Hail Mary is going to be releasing this spring. Very excited for this. Anyone's
mixed
interested,
reviews, or not
don't
mixed
watch.
reviews, mixed feelings about it,
No,
I
mixed
should
feelings.
say.
Yeah, anyone who's remotely interested, don't watch the trailers. Please don't spoil yourself. Go in blind. But this will be interesting. I'm always a Ryan Gosling fan, so I'm gonna love it either way. I enjoyed the books, and I think the whole book club is gonna go see this one together. So it'll be a fun watch.
Nice.
Oh, here's also another fun fact about Tyler, and his mind's eye and how he enjoys things. So I don't know if like, so when I do this, right? When I read books, I will, in my mind's eye, picture an actor or actress that best suits like the characters. And that is how I've always like done it. At least I've done it for like years now.
Yeah.
Like dating all the way back to college when I read books. And Ryan Gosling was my like actor for this one in particular.
Interesting, because after reading it, I can't picture Ryan Gosling as the character. I just picture our main guy as just this stocky 30-year-old dude, and not this Ryan Gosling figure.
Ryan Gosling, I think it's because like I think because when I was reading it, I think like was it when the Fall Guy came out or something? I can't remember, but like I saw him in something where like he wasn't serious.
Yeah.
He was acting a little goofy, so I was like, oh, this kind of works. Not saying the character in Hail Mary is goofy, but like he did have like a tinge of like
He's got some goofiness to the way he does things, or the way he like
yeah,
the unseriousness of the character at times.
yeah.
All right, let's keep it rolling. Tyler, I'm
I'm
sure you're
not.
excited for the next one, right?
Oh yeah, I'm so excited for 20 years later.
Don't you want to know what the deal with the Jimmies is? Because as someone who didn't watch this movie and has heard our inside friend group joke about it, I would certainly love to know.
I mean, it's like I'm gonna go see it because like feel obligated to. But like I didn't think outside of like it being mildly entertaining, I don't think the last one was that good. There were some good parts in it, but yeah, like the fucking last scene, I was like, what the fuck? What is this? So I don't know. I'm not looking forward to it, but yeah, sure, I'm gonna see it, I guess.
Woo. This one I just threw on here because it's kind of funny that both these are coming out in the same year. But we have Camptastic Street Fighter and Serious as Hell Mortal Kombat 2 coming out. It's going to be interesting to see another year where Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat can duke it out. Kids in the
different format.
Kids in the 90s and early 2000s had the same exact fight in the movie theaters, and now we get to do it again.
Yo, listen, low key Mortal Kombat 1, not the original one. The original Mortal Kombat movies were ass, just like the Street Fighter movies. And I don't, you know what? I don't care what any of you say. You can say those movies were good. They were not good. They were all terrible. Except for Street Fighter 2, the movie, the animated movie, that was incredible. You should see that. It's amazing. But the newer Mortal Kombat movie I thought was actually, it wasn't good, but the fights were good. The fights were at least worth watching the movie for, in my opinion. Yeah. So.
I mean, the new Street Fighter trailer just looked so stupid that I genuinely want to see it now.
Carl Urban, yeah, I'll say this: Carl Urban as Johnny Cage makes too much sense. It would either be him or John Cena. I feel like could do it or something. Though, yeah, Carl Urban could do it. But it looks way too goofy. It's totally very different than the first one that they did. So I don't know. I might just wait for that for streaming.
That seems like a streaming fun with the gang kind of movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw the poster for Supergirl when I was at Wicked for Good the other day.
Oh, how was it?
Go ahead, and then I'll ask my question.
I was gonna say, as someone who didn't see Superman, are you guys excited for Supergirl at all?
Fuck no.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's what I was saying, because
I didn't even see Superman. Yeah.
And she's only in like the teaser at the end, and she seems really funny for the like legitimately 30 seconds she's on screen. This is one of those movies where I'm not gonna go see it in theaters, but I would definitely go watch it when it comes to streaming.
Yeah. Is it sad to say that we're like, everyone's like, oh, movie theaters are dying, but then it's like half these movies coming out, it's like, I don't want to bother going to a theater and spending money on this?
I mean, the only one...
Legitimately, half of the ones on the list I said yes, the other half I said no. So it is really a 50-50 split for me, personally.
There is... I'll tell you which ones. because all the ones that we already listed that I definitely want to go see. Like I want to see Doom 3, Dune 3, Odyssey, Hail Mary. You know what? I would see Mandalorian, which is the
I'm
next
gonna
one
go
we're
see
gonna
Mandalorian
bring up.
theaters,
Oh,
but I think it
let's-
boils down to movies where I want to see it on a big screen. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily a quality of the movie. It has a lot to do with the visual experience. And like
Yeah.
I don't know how, like, Supergirl's got to have some crazy special effects for me to say I want to go see this on a big screen, versus just watching on
home.
regular TV because it's just a CG hero fest.
Do you actually want to go see Mandalorian and Grogu in theaters?
Yeah.
I do still like the Mandalorian franchise, and if they're going to put out a movie for it, I'd like to experience it as a legitimate movie.
I still never finished that last season. So
The last season isn't even a Mandalorian season. Well, not Mandalorian as you know him. It's Mandalorian, but really it's Bo-Katan show.
oh yeah, because the whole okay.
Yeah, it's literally like if you ever wanted to see like the Bo-Katan storyline, like if you were ever into that from Clone Wars and Rebels,
Mm-hmm.
then like if you ever wanted to see that resolved, like this is it.
I think
It's not bad, but it's not Mandalorian. It's not Bo Darren or whatever the fuck his name is.
I think this falls into the camp for me of, if it's weird to say I'm not racing to go see a Star Wars movie in theaters, but I think if you guys go and say, hey, it's worth seeing, I might catch up or try to go. But I'm just so burned out on Star Wars, and that's not even a discussion. But I think at this point I would just be like, okay, if you guys say it's good, I'll go. But
That's fair.
just
I mean, that's how I
curious.
feel about
We'll talk
superhero
about it
shit
on the
in
podcast.
general, so
Mm-hmm.
I get that.
Oh god, this one I just put on because it's kind of funny. Because after we got Moana 2, I think earlier this year even, we got Moana 2.
Yeah.
Next year is Moana live action.
Why? Like,
I still
why?
can't believe they're making this.
This is just on here to rag on a little bit.
Lilo and Stitch, like any of these I mean, I don't
See,
know.
but
People
Lilo and
still go
Stitch,
see it.
I was gonna say Lilo and Stitch is still like the 4th or 5th highest grossing movie of the year. Like it broke $1 billion, I think.
Like
Because the kids are gonna see
if everyone
it.
in the world pays to see this movie and says, Disney, that was horrible, what'd you do? Disney just said, haha, everyone in the world just paid us to see this movie. Like,
Basically.
it's
I think
can't
I think
win.
it really is that some people still have the stigma of animation is for kids. I think it really is part of that. Like, why else would the Lilo and Stitch live action make so much money? We all saw
Because
that as animated.
Because it's an easy movie because this is an established IP. We can't remake a movie like a video game does. So why don't we just do it the other way?
Totally. And that's another fair
Yeah.
point. They're just like, hey, let's double dip. Why come up with a
It's
new
literally
idea when
just
old
them
idea
double
there?
dipping.
I think it's extra interesting though, because how long ago was, off the top of your guys' head, how long ago was it for Lilo and Stitch, the original animated movie? It's got to be at least
20 years.
It's got to be around
almost.
20. It was
probably around
2000s,
20,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas-
No, I'm curious. Was it? I'm willing to bet. Was it 2005?
It's just interesting to me because
2002. Okay.
Yeah, I'll say it was
wow.
2002, and you want to know how I know that? It's because
Because the 9/11 controversy with
Oh,
the
God.
plane edit, right?
no, but I do remember that. It was a very personal thing.
oh
Just me watching it with my sister, basically.
oh
Okay.
Like I watched it with my sister a lot, and like she was extremely young at the time.
Okay.
it's just interesting. I bring it up only because the contrast of doing an over 20 years later live action adaptation versus Moana, which that was like mid 20-teens, right? Moana release. I'm trying to do
The
it off.
original. The Moana's a 10-year-old movie, 2016.
So it'll have been almost exactly. Well, actually, it was November 23, 2016. So we could actually get the live action less than 10 years to the day from the original release. That's crazy.
Disney shortening the memberberry period. This is getting crazy.
Well, we were talking about needing to release things closer together. Apparently, people forgot how Moana 1 worked. Except
Good Lord.
if they watched Moana 2, they just saw Moana 1 all over again.
Right.
And then speaking of member berries, oh my God, Toy Story 5.
Toy Story, why are we making more of these? It ended with 3.
That's exactly why, Freeman. They already broke the barrier, so just keep Woody and Buzz. Get 48 seasons, Woody and Buzz.
Yeah, right. I'm never like I'm standing on business, 10 toes on business. That I will never watch another Toy Story movie.
That's fair.
Because I already saw 3. I don't need to see another one. I'm good. But then again, it's not for me. Well, it is supposed to be for me.
No, I think it is supposed to be still for kids.
But it's also for kids. It's Disney's still way of capitalizing on parents' nostalgia and trying to get their kids to go.
I mean, we have Henry. We just signed back up for Disney Plus. Imagine if we showed Henry Toy Story 1 and he's like, I want more Toy Story. I want more Toy Story. And then, in a year he's a little older and some kid has a Woody thing at daycare. There's a Toy Story movie. Can we go see Toy Story movie? Like I'm only a few years away from that being my reality. And then Freeman, this one's kind of funny.
The last one on here, I think they just came out the trailer for it, but they're doing the John Madden movie starring Nicolas Cage, which is, I don't think it's going to come out in theaters. I think this is just coming out on Prime Video, but it's scheduled for 2026. I'm very excited. I always think John Madden has just been a character in sports broadcasting, and I love everything Nick Cage does. So I'm going to stream this movie the week it comes out.
Ooh, I would watch. I didn't know Nick Cage was playing John Madden.
Yeah, that's the part that's selling me on it.
That would sell me on it too. Okay, so that's I know there's plenty more movies coming out, but that's what I just felt like bringing up most of that list, and then Freeman added Madden. But anime, this is really short because there's a lot of news that we got in the Weeb shit. But the one thing I wanted to call out is that next season is going to be insane. The next 2 weeks, I think, what is it, Freeman? We have 8 shows that are sequels that we're both one at least of us is interested in. They're all like the top shows.
8 shows before the new anime originals, and it's just it's consistently season to season. There's just all this shit next year. So many franchises are getting new entries. There's
a lot of sequels and stuff. We'll talk about a bunch of them, but another one that's not on the list, but Freeman, I know you're excited. The season after this one, Re:Zero 4, coming back.
Yes.
There's a lot of crazy anime sequels coming, but we'll get to a lot of that in the Weeb. But I just wanted to call out which. Oh, go ahead.
The one thing I did want to point out is everyone's losing their minds over this is that I keep seeing so many clickbait titles of One Piece season 1 is ending, and what's happening is One Piece, who normally had to pad out their episodes, decided we're going to pull one out of the Hero Academia playbook and switch to a seasonal approach, but they're just doing 1 season on, 1 season off. So really nothing's changing. Everyone's clickbaiting that One Piece season 1 is ending and season 2 starts in 2 months, but it's all horseshit.
My God.
But because of the schedule, One Piece will be off the air for the first time in years next season. But when it comes back, it's going to be a very odd season because One Piece is coming back, Bleach is coming back for its final arc, and the Naruto project where they're doing new episodes that take place during part 1 of Naruto.
Oh my God!
This is 2003. I'm lost, bro.
The big 3 are returning to television in 2026.
That's amazing.
So just big meme.
Time is a circle, baby.
Member berries, let's do it.
I hate it. I hate this.
To be fair, the only thing I would say is that the only one really member burying there is Naruto.
Yeah, it really
Bleach is legitimately.
Naruto is still running.
This is. I forget, Freeman. Is this the last core or the second to last core?
No, I think this is the last of it because I think they announced only 4 cores.
They did. I didn't know if this was the third or fourth.
There's really not that much further we can escalate the plot line in the fight. They really just have the final. They've already finished the betrayal of betrayals, and now it's just like the final boss fight has to happen.
Did they really? That actually got resolved?
Yeah. Well, I mean, all right, listeners. Uru's betrayal was revealed as fake, and he's totally been on Ichigo's side the whole time.
Oh my God!
So they revealed it at the very end of part 3.
Oh my God!
To everybody's surprise, right?
So stupid. So stupid.
I hate the show. I'm constantly reminded that this is the arc that got Bleach canceled.
What do you mean this? What?
Writing.
Freeman, but you and Val are still gonna be watching this the whole time.
The question is whether Val and I are watching it together. I can't. It took us like a year to watch 12 episodes. Yeah, I just want to be. I
didn't say while the season's airing. I just said eventually you guys will have watched it together.
I may split off and just watch this on my own.
She'll probably say that's fine, and I'll be like, "No, you better watch it with Friedman. I need to know you're watching this and finishing the project she started when she was pregnant with Henry." No, other than that, the only anime I wanted to come out, the only new anime that I know is coming that everyone's supposed to be hyped about is this Witch Hat Atelier Friedman. I know that Mother's Basement talked about it, and the trailer looked really impressive. Or he talked about it. It looks like it's a very impressive production. It's like the only new show, and it's supposed to be coming in 2 seasons, and it's supposed to be like the best thing, the next Frieren.
Well, I had originally ignored this because the name, was it Atelier, is the main name of an otherwise much larger farming RPG franchise that I've just not given a shit about, and I assumed that this was connected, and it turns out it's not remotely connected at all.
I remember Mother's Basement talking about this in some video of, like, about Shonen Jump, or some video, I can't remember. And I was like, and Val, he described it, and Val instantly was like, "We're watching that." So, but we'll get to
that one's next season or just later this year?
2 seasons.
Okay.
It's supposed to be spring.
Okay.
But we'll get to a lot of other Weeb stuff in a minute, but I do want to cover video games. There's not a ton here, and as we discussed off podcast, Tyler did. Freeman and I played very few new games that launched in 2025. But there's a couple in 26 that I want to talk about. Tyler, obviously, I'm sure you'll at least play Resident Evil Requiem.
Oh shit! I don't know why I forgot about that.
Oh, that's why I was saying earlier that you were going to be hype about at least one game this coming year.
Fuck, yo, I'm about to. I mean, yeah, snap buying Requiem Day 1, obviously.
Time to put in
I
that
should take the
PTO
day
request.
off, honestly. yeah, exactly. How'd you know?
Tale as old as gaming. I think it's supposed to be in like April or something, right? Like it's not crazy far away. It's the first. It's like spring.
I thought it was February.
Or no, it's February. Sorry, I was mixing up with something else. So it's like 2 months.
Yeah, you know what? It'll be great because when 4 came out, dude, I don't know how I managed to do this. When 4 Remake came out, I went on vacation. When Expedition 33 came out, I went on vacation. Those are the last 2 games like I had like big anticipation for, and I was forced to play it on my deck, and I couldn't wait.
Forced to. couldn't just wait till after vacation. Forced to play on deck.
Because it fucking the day that I was leaving, I'm like, I can't wait. I'm gonna be gone for too long. When I went to Scotland, it was 2 weeks. I was gone for 2 weeks. Expect me to wait to play Expedition 33?
The gamer's dilemma.
Dude, it was rough.
Well, you better make sure you and Michelle aren't planning any trips in February so that you can be home for Resident Evil Requiem.
Yeah.
This one I think is just funny. 007 First Light. I think this is just interesting in an era of post Daniel Craig, because James Bond games have a tendency to use the likeness of the current actor, but we don't know who the next James Bond is. So this is kind of just a generic looking guy, but also there's no movie, no nothing to really tie this to. So I thought it's just interesting purely from the fact that it exists. I know we talked about when Amazon acquired the rights and everything, that we were like, oh, Bond is going to go crazy and all this stuff. But it's just
the game not having a movie tie-in could be interesting. Because I was reading a list recently about like the most memorable Bond games, and the list brought up I think it was Nightfire.
Yeah, there's a bunch of those. It wasn't
PS2 linked to
games.
a game, and they were just able to like focus on just making a fun game in the Bond universe.
What else was there, Tyler? You probably know better than I do. I had a friend who, Freeman. Do you remember Nick from our grade?
Yes.
Yeah, I played Bond games at his house occasionally on PS2 as a kid. I know Nightfire. I'm trying to think of what else.
Agent Under Fire.
Oh, that's what I was trying to say, dude. That game is my actual favorite James Bond game.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I think back to the recent years, and all we had was the terrible GoldenEye remake.
Quantum of Solace, actually a solid game.
That's wild.
Isn't that hilarious?
That's incredible.
It's actually really fun. Like, I remember when that game came out, a buddy of mine had it, and he rented it from Blockbuster. I'm like, I'm not playing this shit. He's like, no. Like, just give it a try. Like, I went over his house, and he was playing it. I was like, "You're playing?" He's like, "Nah, give it a try." So we played it for like a few hours. I'm like, "Yo, what?"
That's hilarious. What was that on?
It was on everything
Hmm.
at the time. Like so, Xbox. Well, everything, just Xbox 360, PS3.
Okay. That's so funny. I never played Bond games as a kid. I watched Bond, but I never played games other than on GoldenEye and 64. But because I didn't have a PlayStation, and nothing else came to N64 really. So that's funny to hear.
Yeah.
I'm curious to
I
hear how
think
it goes,
From
though.
Russia with Love was also, I heard, was good. I didn't play it though.
What a wild old movie to make a game out of.
Yeah.
Not the
I
first
was, it
one, the
was
second
interesting.
one.
Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah,
Uh,
not all of them were good, but
no,
we'll
definitely
see.
not. There were plenty of bad James Bond games in the past. This is probably the only thing that's on this list that I'm really hyped for, and I think I will play. Control Resonant. I know that, Tyler, you mentioned I need to play Alan Wake 2 to get ready for this. I probably got to do that soon.
You honestly, you probably could play Alan Wake 2. Well, I was just saying play Alan Wake 2 if you liked Alan Wake 1.
Well, that's
I
also part of
think.
it. It's not just for this, but I do want to finally get around to playing Alan Wake 2. But Control 1 was like I think that was my game of the year. The year it
I
came
don't know.
out.
That's what you said. That's what I remember.
I thought I said that on the podcast, and like that game was such a
Yeah,
banger. I had so much fun with that game.
it's a good game.
So Control Resonant, I'm very curious to see how it goes. I feel like I don't know if I have it in my life to play Control all the way through again, but maybe I need to watch a video or something because that game was so confusing. I feel like I need a recap before Control 2.
What
There's
do you
definitely
mean?
some YouTuber with a plot recap out there.
I'm sure there
Yeah.
is.
You play this woman, she goes to this weird ass house, she gets a gun. Congratulations, you're the boss now. Fix everything.
Tyler, I thought you were gonna say, yeah. So the story of Control is, and then you're done, and that's it.
I mean, yeah, that was the long drawn out version of it. Yeah. Yeah.
Here's a gun. It's next to the body of the old boss. You're the boss now. Have fun.
Oh yeah, you see this janitor, he is the best character. He is the best man. He's your best employee here. Take care of
the
him.
best piece of equipment in this whole game, cassette player.
Yeah. The cassette player.
Um,
Ashtray
is...
Mage, unironically, one of my favorite sequences.
Oh yeah, we talked
video
about this.
game.
I remember
Yeah.
raving about it. It's so fun when you just get them. The music kicks in and everything. That song's still on one of my Spotify playlists. This is just funny to me. I don't know if we'll ever see this game, but these two are kind of neck and neck together in terms of the old Microsoft things that don't really matter anymore. Fable 4, supposed to be coming this year. I know it got delayed at least from this year. I think it was originally supposed to be this year. It got announced
A while ago.
Wasn't it like 2 years, like a year? At least 24, if not 23.
I feel like it was like the same time they announced Persona 3 Reloaded, they announced this.
So Fable 4, who knows when it'll ever come out, if ever. I never played 3 still, so whatever. I'm just curious because I have such a personal attachment to Fable. There's a poster through my wall that is all of us playing Fable, so. And then I don't know what Gears of War game this is, but it's like Gears of War Emergence Day. I don't know if it's 5, 6,
God.
7, whatever.
It would be 6.
Okay. I couldn't
But it
remember.
would be so. It would be 6, but it would be like Judgment, where it's a prequel. Emergence Day is.
E-Day.
Yeah.
It's like the very beginning.
Yeah, I read the books. I read a few of those books actually.
Wow, I didn't know there were books.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a ton of books.
Here's a actually, Tyler, you raised such an interesting question that's real quick.
Uh-huh.
Back in the day, Xbox had all these franchises that had books. Halo has all these books. I loved those old books. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
Gears had books. I didn't know that, but I wasn't into Gears. Fable, I don't think had books.
Are you wondering what happened to those?
No.
In general,
did
like...
any Sony stuff do that? Is there like Killzone books or like God of War books?
They got into comics actually.
Okay. Well, I know Halo also
there was
did
a
comics.
ton of God of War comics. I think there were Killzone comics.
It's as a mostly Xbox kid, I remember reading these books when I was just getting into like Star Wars books. There's multiple books in this house from that era of Xbox games. There's a Crimson Skies book that's fun. But I just don't remember seeing that kind of stuff for like Sony properties. But I guess if they got into comics, that they went the other route for like the mixed media.
Yeah. Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Freeman?
I don't remember what I was going to say.
Oh, I just was curious. But one of the boys, Ben, he actually has been getting into the Halo books, and he recently read through those really old ones. I'm like, man, those were so much fun. Reading first strike for Halo 2.
I was thinking about reading more of them. Like, I read Fall of Reach at least 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, dude,
but
I destroyed that book.
Yeah, my copy is basically destroyed. I didn't read anything past that. I tried reading not the Flood. What was the other
First
one
Strike.
that he did, Derek? Yeah, I tried reading it and I was like, I can't.
Really?
Yeah. Or no, what was the one where they had the Spartan 4s or the Spartan 3s?
That was Ghost of Onyx. That's the one Ben just read.
That's right, Ghost of Onyx. I was trying to read Ghost of Onyx. I tried reading Ghost of Onyx multiple times. I couldn't do it.
I thought Ghost of Onyx, it wasn't one of my favorites when it started, and it's still not a favorite. But as as time went on, I liked it more and more. I thought the whole idea of the disposable Spartans was cool in retrospect. Like, it's a cool concept.
Yeah.
But I get that. It was also very weird. There's a lot of characters and a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, the Halo Fall of Reach is top tier banger. Absolute wonderful book.
Which I will say though, real quick, they
Uh-oh.
touched on Ghost of Onyx in the show for a second.
Did they really?
They did. I was like, wait a minute. like we're watching it and they like snuck it in there and Michelle's like, what's going on? I'm like, I fucking half read this book. I've seen this scene before.
That's
I was
crazy.
like, it's a different character, but she becomes lieutenant, and they're like, yeah, you're gonna be in charge of the Spartan 3 program. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. This is Ghost of Onyx.
Yeah, no. Fall of Reach, banger. The Flood is actually a really fun book. That's the one that's a retelling of Halo 1 from like multiple POVs, and they actually don't really break canon with the game at all, which was impressive.
Oh wow.
There's not a lot that like directly contradicts, and it's kind of funny to like read scenes from the game in the book. Like you read about Chief sneaking into the 343 installation. And, like, him being like, where'd everybody go? This is so creepy. Oh, my God, I found the crate. And he, like, tries to rescue that crazy Marine who shoots you in the face.
Oh, yeah.
But he takes the guy's pistol away.
Yeah.
And the guy's, like, just going
That's
crazy.
not what happens in my playthroughs.
No, that guy immediately, bop, assault rifle to the face.
Immediately eats it.
No, Chief just leaves him there. He gives him back his pistol, and he just leaves him there.
Oh, that's the cannon.
Yes,
not
the
me
cannon.
Shooting him in the fucking face.
Nope.
Damn.
And then First Strike is awesome because it explains how Chief got back from being adrift in Halo, at Halo. Like, how did anybody survive that? And also, how did Sergeant Johnson? They actually go into that, so that's really cool.
By the way, you never told me. What was the line like that the armorer says to him in Halo 2? Like, you never told me how
that's
you get
classified.
Back. Sorry, that's
the hell
classified.
it is. You can forget about the upgrades to your sniper rifle.
Yeah.
All right, back
totally
to
haven't played those games.
Too much. There's an LP of us playing this game right on this channel.
Exactly.
And dying a whole lot.
Dying a whole lot.
Then just to finish out games to get back on topic. Duskbloods, aka Bloodborne at home on the Switch too. I believe this is the second project after Night Rain that's not the Miyazaki directed project. This is not what he's working on. This is another spin-off-y kind of thing, but people want Bloodborne, and we lost all the Bloodborne files, so let's throw something kind of Bloodborne looking on the Switch too. It's so weird to think about a FromSoft game only on Switch 2. Marvel Tokon, I threw this on here because this is one of the big fighting games supposedly coming next year.
Oh yeah.
And this is I heard from a podcast I listened to that has two guys who love fighting games that it kind of plays weird, but I feel like this has the potential, kind of like Dragon Ball Fighters, to be huge just on the back of the IP.
It's the same developers, I think.
No, yes. Oh my God, it's the Blaze Blue guys also.
Yeah.
Yes, Arc System Works. Thank you.
Yes, it's them.
Yeah, they're doing Marvel Tokon, so that'll be really interesting. Especially in the era where people still talk about Marvel versus Capcom from back in the day. Having a new Marvel fighter is cool. And then last but not least, we were talking about PC stuff on Steam. Dawn of War, one of the classic strategy PC series, coming back with Dawn of War 4, which is also wild on the announcement of Total Warhammer 40K, which is such a stupid thing that they can't use that title. The fact that they call it Total War Warhammer 40K instead of calling it Total Warhammer 40K. Come on, it's right there.
It's right there, guys. Come on.
I saw
come
a Reddit post that said it's an IP thing from Games Workshop that stops them from doing that. Like, Games Workshop said you can't call it that. You have to call it Total War Warhammer 40K.
It makes sense. I
It's
guess.
so lame though.
No,
It's
it does. That
I know.
it's an interesting thing with their IP. They used to give it out so freely,
I feel like they still
and
kind
then
of do.
people did some fucky shit with it. Well, they do, but like, it is a little bit more restrictive.
I mean, weren't you playing Rogue Trader a little while ago?
Yes. I still want to get back to that. Fuck.
This is an even quicker section. We can go through this real quick. 2 books. I threw 2 books on here because two things are potentially going to make me read books. Dresden Files coming back, Tyler, in the week after my birthday. 12 months.
Holy shit! There's 18 books in this series.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I thought we've been over this part already.
We should make you got. We should. Val should start getting book club on this next after Red Rising.
So I don't think it's eligible because Alexa read the first book. I'm 2/3 of the way through the first book. I think too many of us have read too much of it to warrant reading Stormfront.
No, I know that's fair. And Val already read it, which is not fair. But yeah, I'm pumped. I mean, we left off in a pretty sick place at the end of Battlegrounds. I'm interested to see if we get back to like maybe quote smaller scale stuff. Because
we're not going to.
You think?
The law was like the smallest thing we're gonna get.
The Law?
What is it called? That short story that he came out with like a while ago before.
I can't remember. There's so many short stories.
No, like literally the standalone short story that he released.
I don't remember.
Hold on. Keep talking while I figure it out.
Well, I'm very excited for a new Dresden book. After getting the duology a couple of years ago. God, has it been a couple of years already? Jesus. I'm very excited to have like a new novel in the Dresden Files
The Law.
book. Oh, I believed you on the title. I just don't remember anything about it.
Oh, my big thing was like, yeah, because he came out with this like after. Oh, it was after something, but yeah, but like, and we're like, oh, this is cool, and it like concentrates on this like small thing where he's trying to basically kind of get around the law and like ethically, it's this whole ethical thing where he's trying to navigate through it. And it has nothing to do with like any big shit happening. It's just something that he's trying to resolve for somebody. I don't know. It wasn't that good. It was actually like one of the weaker short stories that it ain't the Christmas one. It ain't the Molly Christmas fucking short story that was fucking chef's kiss.
Molly's pretty great.
A lot of those short stories are really good though. Like most of the side job stuff was actually
I remember
really cool.
Side Jobs. I think this is cool just because we already have an idea of a plot point going in, which we usually don't. Like Mab giving 12 months. It's like, oh, and we're missing a character that was very that was a bit of a loss in
He's coming
Battlegrounds.
back. He's coming back this season. He's coming back this book.
Wait,
Guarantee
he?
calling it.
Wait.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about a she, Tyler.
You're talking about a she. Oh, I'm talking
We
about a he.
lost.
Oh, you're talking about we lost. Oh yeah,
Capital
we did
L
lose.
lost.
I thought you were talking about someone wasn't here.
No. I'm talking about a lost for good.
Yeah, big sad. Big sad.
But also
Big
that
sad.
leaves a spot next to Harry wide open, and we'll see what happens in the next 12 months.
Yep.
And then supposedly, talk about Red Rising, Red God is supposed to be coming out this year. Supposedly, in an interview last January, Pierce Brown said early 2026. So, but then again, I feel like we would have heard about that by now. So maybe I'd like to finish the series so we can solve the cliffhanger and finally be done.
And then get another fucking trilogy or some bullshit.
I don't know, man. I'm really curious.
How is he gonna resolve?
I don't know if it's about resolving.
This.
I just feel like how much. I mean, with a book title like Red God, how much farther can Darrow go?
There's
like,
so much bullshit though. There's
No,
so
I know
much
there is,
shit
but, like,
still.
I'm not arguing, but like we still are so centered on Darrow as like the driving force of literally the entire solar system. Like, what does our world look like if we lose Darrow?
Maybe that's it. Maybe he finally dies at the end of this.
Spoilers, that means Freeman knows he lived this long.
Oh yeah, right, yeah. Implying that he wouldn't have known that already. Yeah, right. He's alive. The main character.
To be fair, there is some stuff in these last 3 books, Tyler, that's like, man, I don't know about this one for Darrow.
That is fair. You know what? I'm gonna throw this in there just to like freak Freeman out. There is a POV character that dies.
Mm-hmm.
Which
it could be anybody. Except
that's what
Darrow,
I'm saying. It could be, except for Darrow. Yeah.
Wait.
What?
Really? I'm trying to remember who.
Damn, it sucks. He was my favorite character too, actually.
I'm trying to remember.
I'm not gonna say who it was because it literally could mean anybody. I'll send you a message.
Text me who it was because I'm not remembering off the top of my head. I know a major death, but I'm trying to think of. I don't think he had a POV chapter.
Yeah, I got you.
Anyway, while Tyler's doing that, that is the end of our 2026 preview. We're gonna blitz through a mountain of Weeb announcements. Oh my god!
Announcements.
All
right.
I'll just start.
Jump Fiesta was last week.
Jump Fiesta,
which is where most of these came out.
Yeah, so many announcements. First off, just a podcast after, I'm like, oh my god, My Hero ended so big. My Hero OVA in May, which adapts like the sequel chapters, or like the epilogue.
It's an extra epilogue chapter after the original manga ending that this is going to adapt.
I don't get what that could be after the ending of the show, but sure, I guess.
I mean, I've read the chapter. It's more of what we saw in the last epilogue.
I'll take it, but it feels weird to do that after we were done.
Without spoiling too much, there's a scene where Deku's in the backseat of Bakugo's car and he's driving really fast, and Deku's like getting sucked into the car seat. I'm dying to see this animated because the panels were hilarious.
That sounds funny. Oh god, Kaiju number 8 is finishing with its 3rd season later this year.
Final season. I can't believe this massive franchise is going to end up being 36 episodes long total.
Absolutely nuts. This was supposed to be like the big new one, and it's already over. I mean, it sounds like it's a good thing that it ended, but Freeman, I think we agreed we're not watching this.
Yeah, I really don't give a shit.
I really don't care.
The manga got worse from where it's adapting, so I'm like, all right, cool, I'm off.
And season 2 was already rough, so like.
Yeah. The action couldn't carry it.
I'll talk about being frustrated with other shonen shows in the watched and played. Dandadan, sadly, not coming this year. Confirmed for 2027. Whatever. I'm thrilled. More Dandadan. I'm just sad I have to wait an entire year to watch more Dandadan, but so good.
That means we'll get 2 cores of adaptation because they're going to wait until 2027 to release it.
I hope so, but also I think part of the reason is because there's not a lot more manga released, so they're not like crazy far behind. It's kind of like a free run situation. So I don't know.
Yeah.
This was crazy. So Reincarnated as a Slime, still a decent show. It's a fun time. You, me, and Val have watched it all. Freeman, we're good. That movie was terrible, but last season, the meetings meme, but whatever. It's still fun.
Yeah.
They announced its ending with 5 cores, which is like, just announce a season. Like, what do you? I guess it's because they want to be able to say they're going to adapt everything. Oh my God, Tyler, you were totally right. I forgot. You're right.
Yeah.
Totally forgot. Because that was more than a book ago, so I totally forgot. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
He was or they were shit.
No, it's fine to say.
I'm
Tyler, there's only like 30 male characters that could be talking about.
True. That's true.
It's not even like Darrow's the only male POV in the books.
I mean, unironically, my first thought is, it's definitely gonna be Mustang, and then you said he. I'm like, okay, good. Anyway, moving on.
No comment. Can't say anything.
No, yeah, right. No comment.
Yeah,
no comment.
Was there a Mustang POV in the second book?
There hasn't been anyone who's not Darrow.
Okay.
In the first 2 books.
Okay. So I forget if it's the third book or the second trilogy where they start doing POVs of other characters because they're like, Darrow just can't be everywhere that's important at the same time.
I mean, book 2 he definitely was.
I know, but that's because it grows beyond Darrow so much.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it happens in book 3 or 4 where you suddenly start being other people.
Gotcha.
But yeah, 5 cores of Reincarnated as a Slime. I think Freeman, they said it's a full adaptation, kind of like Bleach.
I don't remember hearing this, but I wouldn't be surprised given they're announcing 5 cores all in one go. Like, there's
crazy.
no reason to do that otherwise.
But it also means no more movies, I guess, or maybe there's more movies. I don't know. But
there's always opportunity for filler movies.
Yeah, I know. The first core starts in spring, so we'll probably be watching it. So
Sounds like Bleach all over again.
But I'm very excited. Elusive Samurai is coming back in the summer. I did not think this would ever get more adaptation. The scene with one of the creepiest scenes in all of anime from this past year, but more Elusive Samurai. I'm down for that. That show was very fun. Not like a 10 out of 10, but it was pretty and it was good. Dr. Stone confirmed to be finishing in the spring season. I'm very pumped because, boy, this last arc was some of the best it's ever been.
This was the last of the 3 announced arcs for the final season.
Yeah,
but we're just getting the date confirmation.
This was confirmed to be the release date for the last core. Chainsaw Man confirmed to continue from MAPPA in 2027.
Fuck this announcement. They wouldn't even commit to a format.
They just said the next arc is getting something in 2027. Just so funny. But also, as Bleach, you said, Freeman, as you said, Bleach finishing this year in July summer season.
Yeah.
So you and Val will luckily you're caught up in time.
Yeah. This one's so annoying. So, for some context, Haikyuu the anime. I don't remember when the last season was, but they had originally announced they were going to conclude with a 3-movie series.
Yep.
The first of the air quotes 3 big quotes around the number 3 because it's not actually 3; it's only 2. Of the 2-movie series now came out like 2 years ago at this point. It was in 2025 we saw it in theaters. 2024 we saw it in theaters.
I can't remember. It was.
I don't think it was this year.
I don't think it was this year. Oh my God!
Let
me check. I keep going.
They originally expected it would take 3 movies to rush through the rest of the series. Instead, they're just going to do 1 more movie to cover the last game and the extended epilogue. And this movie's not coming out until 2027. So I need to know what happened with production IG that they couldn't put out this movie series in a reasonable time frame. Because no one gives a shit about Haikyuu anymore.
2024.
They're not even going to do the original announced movies, and they're just going to rush the ever-living crap out of this ending just to get something into theaters. So, super disappointed with this botched finale.
You want to hear something crazy? The first recap movie of Haikyuu came out in 2015. Ugh. This is going to be over 10 years of watching Haikyuu.
I can't. I don't know why they're slow rolling this so hard when they know that movies print money.
Well, it's why, because they want to get they probably are just barely starting production on this thing. Right. Oh boy, Friedman, guess what? Your favorite shonen show.
Yeah, let's go.
Black Clover.
Oh, shit, I completely skipped that. I thought you were talking about Mashal.
Oh
No,
my God, no.
Oh, I'm unironically so excited that Black Clover's coming back.
Yeah, your mic blew the fuck
like,
out for a second there.
Oh, sorry. Black Clover had a production nightmare for its first 52 episodes, and then the director turned it around and made it honestly like one of the better, like long running format TV shonens in a long time. The last arc was beautiful, and then it just stopped, and we haven't gotten anything since. The first trailer's out. Obviously, trailers should never be, treated as gospel, but holy shit, they're coming back strong, and I'm very excited for where they go from here because the plot actually got interesting right where they decided to end season 1.
Yo,
So,
what do you mean season 2?
the first
Isn't Black Clover like 300 fucking episodes already?
No, Black Clover. It went. Hold on, I want to get the actual numbers. I don't remember if it actually broke 100. How long was the original anime? Please hold.
I thought it was a lot of episodes.
It went on. Oh, it was like 160 something episodes. But they're referring to this new production as Black Clover season 2, even though Wikipedia refers to Black Clover with its own seasons. So we're gonna get Black Clover season 2, season 1, which will inevitably become Black Clover final season part 1 at some point. Either way, I don't know if they're doing like a particular core run or if they're doing a continuous run for this, but
they just said it's coming.
It's been long enough that they have material to adapt because they had gotten pretty close when they ended the last time. Yeah, that's all Black Clover. Let's keep going.
But you already mentioned. I'm so pumped, man. Mashal's coming back next year. Oh, such a dumb fun show. I'm so excited for Harry Potter with fists. That's all there is to it. The ending.
I think it's so crazy that they're already confirming 2027 for so many of these.
Yeah, this
shows.
is. You know what, Freeman? That's a good thing to bring up. This was crazy that they're like, hey, we're gonna end 2025, telling you all the things coming in 2027. Nothing's coming in 26. Here's what's coming in 27, by the way, guys.
It has me so confused because if you look at actually announced shows, for the most part, there's not that many shows past the summer season that haven't been announced yet. So it's like, well, what the heck is airing in the back half of the year?
What's going to be in fall and winter?
If you're only just confirming the existence of stuff that isn't coming out until 2027.
Yeah, what could possibly be there? But you know what is coming this year? You boys are getting Steel Ball Run.
Oh, we finally got some trailers out of Netflix, so we know what it looks like. Because not gonna lie, JoJo Part 6 was it was ugly. And JoJo Part 7, I mean, it's still kind of ugly, but it's beautiful. And they've proven that we all knew they were gonna have to use CG horses for the season about a horse race across America.
Womp,
but
womp.
CG horses don't look that bad. I'll give it that much. And they also revealed the voice cast for all the characters, and they're all crazy. You got Aaron Yeager voicing the new Joestar, so it's gonna be hype.
Tyler, you gonna watch?
What's One Punch Man?
No, JoJo.
Oh, JoJo. God, I spaced out for a second.
Yep.
I still need to catch up.
You don't, because starting with JoJo Part 7, it's a different timeline.
I guess it is.
Honestly, you can skip Part 6. Part 6 sucked. Listeners, I'll take some flack in the comments. Part 6 sucks. Please skip it.
What's the name of Part 6?
Stone Ocean.
Stone Ocean. That's right. Yeah.
Isn't Steel Ball Run considered one of the best? Am I crazy?
I don't know. I know people like it, but JoJolion Part 8 is considered one of the best.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Part 8.
Yeah, I'll probably watch this anyway. I was supposed to watch it with a few of my other friends, and we just never got back around to watching it.
Can I ask you, JoJo fans, how many parts of JoJo exist?
I think Part 9 is just now happening. Part 8 ended pretty recently.
Okay, so they're not actually, quote unquote, that far behind.
No, it was a meme that we were never going to get Part 7 because it was too close to the currently running JoJo.
Okay.
But
I just feel like
we may live in a world where everything except for the current running manga gets adapted.
I mean, if they're on Part 7, I feel like there comes a point where it's kind of like, we're just going to follow Araki until the end of the earth. Like, we're going to do the whole thing.
Part 7 was the weird one where it's like, how do we do this horse race? But going to Part 8, there's no horses or dumb nonsense. It goes back to being a classic JoJo Stan's story. So they should be able to adapt without having a technical nightmare.
The fact that horses could have prevented an entire anime from existing is so funny.
One of these days when I get you and Val to watch Shirobako, there's a whole arc about having to recruit a veteran animator to draw a scene involving a horse because of how difficult horses are to do in anime.
I'm not. No. Don't get me wrong. I'm not insulting anybody. I know that it's actually a thing in the Japanese industry, like that they lost the ability to animate horses. It's just funny to think, hey, we can't animate one of the biggest franchises in Japan because there's too many horses on screen, and that's hard. Like, what a roadblock.
Say all of this in the year of Uma Musume, of all
Freeman,
things.
can you imagine telling your parents, hey, by the way, I love this show, but it can't come out because there's horses involved? They'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Last two things. KyoAni announced their next thing, which interestingly enough is an adaptation of something called Ruri Dragon. They love their dragon stuff, I guess. But it's interesting because this is something they don't own, right? I thought they had a whole thing, Freeman, for the last few years where they only do things they own.
It's with City, the animation, where they adapted just an ongoing comic just because they have good relations with the author of the comics.
Oh, I thought City was theirs because Nichijou.
No,
okay.
I don't think they own City either. So this is another case of them just taking on additional work outside of what they used to do, where they would buy the full rights to some type of media and then adapt it. So
okay.
Times are changing. It may be a case of because Kyoto Animation is trying to do this big animator program where they try to onboard new people, and it might be a case of we need more work for them to work on, kind of thing.
I mean, that makes sense to me. That seems like a great idea. And then last but not least,
last one is One Punch Man.
Last but is least. Season 3 part 2 in 2027. Why?
Now they're going and saying, after all, the director going and saying, it wasn't a budget thing, it wasn't an animation talent thing, it was a time thing for them to go and say, we're going to continue season 3, but we're going to take a year off to make sure we can do it right. Which, from One Punch Man fans, apparently the biggest fight of the series, which is going to be Saitama versus Garo, is supposed to be like the center point of this season. And if you can't even animate fights for part 1, what hope is there for part 2? So I told this because I saw it, my buddy Dave, he watched all of season 3, and he has really low standards for anime. He's like, yeah, it was just okay, I guess. And I'm like, look, man, just okay, I guess doesn't cut it for One Punch Man. I told him, if season 3 part 2 comes back and people are legitimately praising it for being good, then I will sit through season 3 part 1. But unless I hear that kind of high praise in 27, I'm not watching this.
And
but we'll check back in a year.
Freeman, all I can say is if part 3 is good, season 3 part 2 is good enough, I'll go back and rewatch and finish watching season 2 and season 3 part 1. But I'm currently
season 2 is not good.
I'm currently riding high on my decision to say One Punch Man ended with beating Boros at the end of season 1.
I used to think that was a bad take, and now I'm realizing it was the objectively correct take.
Thank you. History proved me right.
All right. Let's blitz through the watch and play.
Speaking of history, let's start with watched and played with something that is actual ancient history.
Boy, this one's good.
We have been playing, Freeman, you and I and Liz especially, have been playing a lot of Mario Kart recently. And I came into a Nintendo gift card, and I was looking at old Star Wars games, because I know Nintendo has a bunch of these old Star Wars games from the N64 era that I loved. Can't find my N64 games. Went on Switch after getting this gift card, and what do I find but Episode 1 Racer? And I'm like, oh, we've been playing a lot of racing games recently. And Galactic Racer got announced, which also helped kickstart this. I want to see if I can do better in Episode 1 Racer than I did as a kid. And in 2 days, I had first placed every single race. This game is still a banger. It's $20 on the Switch. Anyone who's interested in racing games, I would actually play Episode 1 Racer. It's not incredible. It wasn't even crazy hard. There was only one race I had to redo more than once because the course was really tough to get first place. But beating this game and getting Sebulba unlocked was like, as a kid, I thought that was impossible. I was like, how the fuck? So it was like a dream come true after like 25 years to beat this game. And Freeman, I asked you to try it out when you and Liz came over after I had done my marathon and beaten everything.
Yeah.
I still stand by. This game makes you feel the speed of a pod racer really well, especially for a game this old.
Like it how do I say that using the phrase "need for speed," but it satisfies the need for speed. It's a very fast-paced racer. It's really fun just because of that.
Yeah.
Even if mechanically it's not the greatest, just the wanting to go as fast as possible, wanting to boost out your engines, blowing up.
Yep.
It was very fun.
The whole overheating your engines, really zipping along. Like, I could see Galactic Racer just kind of building on these bones. It's built by the Burnout guys. Like, this unironically makes me more hopeful for Galactic Racer. I really hope they're looking at this and going, how do we kind of bring this feel to a modern era? Like, I know everyone's got their racing games these days. Like, there was Sonic, there was Kirby, there was Mario Kart. Like, all of those big hitters came out in this last year.
None of them do speed like this.
Yeah, exactly. And I think of also, like, what do we have in terms of real racing? Like, we have Forza, and I think Gran Turismo is still going.
Technically there's F1, but it's so VR centric that I barely count it these days.
But also, we don't have, like, Tyler, when was the last... This is the Burnout guys. It's been a long time since Burnout. Like, we haven't...
What was the last Burnout game?
I remember playing Paradise on 2016, but all I'm saying is we don't really have anything.
Oh yeah, Paradise. That was the last one.
Oh my god, what a banger!
Really?
We don't
That
have
was remastered in 2018. Before there was Burnout Crash in 2011.
Jeez,
Damn.
that's crazy. I'm just trying to think. Like, I can't think of an arcade racer that is not like items and goofy fun like Mario Kart, Kirby, and Sonic. Like, you could argue about which of those is the best, but there's nothing that's just like, I don't have crazy stuff going on. Like, Pod Racer was, Episode 1 Racer really is just, you go fast and you, Freeman, you felt it, you whip around some of these turns at
there's no
such...
catch-up mechanics or anything. It's just
Nope.
straight racing.
You slam into a wall. There's no flying off and getting picked up. You fall off and you explode. You slam into walls, you explode. You boost too much, your engines overheat and like melt down. You have to repair your engines on the fly. Like, it is fun. So I highly recommend, honestly, if you have a Switch and you want to play like an old Star Wars game, play Episode 1 Racer and you'll have a good time. Also, I finished two anime real quick. Freeman, I know you're working on Gachi Akata, which is like the next big shonen thing. I feel kind of torn on this show. The shonen is very shonen, very, I am fighting you. What do I need to do with my power to figure out how to beat your power? Oh my god, everyone's standing around not using their power while they figure out what the guy's power is. So the actual shonen battles are very shonen-y, but the world itself is really interesting. This punk rock, like, not even post-apocalyptic, like, it's just trash planet. It's
got a great aesthetic.
Yeah, it's got a very unique aesthetic. It feels very punk rock. Like, you see pictures of the author, Freeman, or the whatever it's called, for the mangaka.
The mangaka.
And it's like a woman with bright red hair and tattoos all over and piercings and stuff. And it's like, yeah,
she's got crazy style.
Yeah, so there is a lot of style in this show, and it's very cool. Like, you think of the main cast, how they have like the gloves, the umbrella, the scissors are like all the weapons and everything. It's very cool in that way. But then this shonen stuff kind of brings it down. So I was originally not going to keep going with this when we get season 2, which was confirmed. But the world building is interesting enough that I'm going to stick around and just hope that the shonen stuff maybe gets a little more interesting. A lot of just, villain, what is your plan? This is my plan. You should join me on my plan because this is my plan to do a bad thing. But don't worry about it. It'll solve some mystery for you. But it was good. I can see why it's got hype, and I think it falls under the... You guys have probably both seen this. Many people, when they watch their first shonen, that is one of their favorite shonen for life because it's not played out. So I feel like Gachi Akata falls into the category of shonen that are good enough that if it's your first one, I can see why you love it. But if you've seen other shonen, it's not going to set the world on fire in the moment of action. But the world building and stuff is cool enough to kind of let it stand apart. And then Isekai Quartet 3, Freeman and I finished.
So funny. So many stupid jokes that they're now creating in-jokes about their own crossover. Like, for context here, Tyler, Megumin from Konosuba and Amelia from ReZero share the same voice actress. In seasons 1 and 2, they would never have them in the same scene together because they're like, we don't want to have the same actress talking to herself.
I think they did it once.
They did it once for a split second. Everyone lost their minds. In this season, the two of them are always constantly in
Every
scenes
episode,
together,
there's one
playing
joke.
up the joke about how they wouldn't do it in previous seasons.
Every episode, there's one line, and Freeman would always get a kick out of it. Every single time. It's so funny. They're starting to talk about how these characters are all growing and developing because they all know each other for this long, and it's like you got it's like these are characters from their own shows, but in some cases, like Tanya has had more screen time in Isekai Quartet than she's had in her own fucking show. I mean, it's just so
It'll hopefully
funny.
change, but
yes,
yeah,
season
it's
2.
hilarious.
Season 2, I'm excited to finally watch this year after like 6 years after watching season 1. But it's a fun ride, and it didn't. This is definitely the better format, Freeman. Like watching an episode or two of this a night instead of watching that fucking movie. Like that was just dull. I will say, I wish Shadow and the gang did more. Shadow just showed up and said, "I am atomic." That's all he did. That's literally all Shadow contributed was scenes of "I am atomic" and just saying
just to hold us
over
over
and
for
over.
that show's next season.
If that ever freaking comes out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Isekai Quartet was a fun time. I think that's everything I have. You guys can keep going.
Yeah, I had 2 anime I finished. One I had ranted about last week, but the Uma Musume Cinderella Grey. I finally got around to watching the last 2 episodes, or I think it was just the last episode, which I should have just double watched with the one before, because the next last episode was really the finale, and the next to last episode, or sorry, the actual last episode decided to completely ignore the plotline, ignore all the established character, and introduce a random new character to show their sports story saga for 1 episode.
Oh,
I don't know why. This isn't a good story structure. So all in all, I did not like Uma Musume Cinderella Grey Part 2. It was terrible compared to Part 1, and I don't know what all the Anitubers are smoking when they're praising this for being a grounded, down-to-earth sports story when Part 2 is not. I'm dead-ass convinced they watched Part 1 and just started reviewing, because Part 2 was terrible. I'm not watching anymore in this franchise. Fuck this shit. I'm not giving Science my money.
Damn.
Maybe I'll watch the movie that I pirated when I was really high on season 1. But I'm not watching it. I'm not watching seasons 1 through 4, and I'm not watching new seasons of this when it comes out.
Wow.
And then one more show. I'm not gonna poo-poo on it because it wasn't bad. I didn't particularly love it. The show was called With You in the Rain. The gimmick was episode 1 starts off with this woman she's walking through the rain. She seems kind of depressed. I thought it was gonna be a lot darker than it ended up being. It was a pretty wholesome show about a woman who's an author with writer's block, and as she's walking through the rain, she sees a box on the side of the road. She assumes it's a cat or a dog that maybe she'll adopt, and she looks in, and what is it? It's a tanuki, this raccoon dog. But the raccoon dog's fully sentient. He can write on paper and communicate with her. And it's just this cutesy story about owning a pet. There really wasn't that much more to it. I went through the whole thing expecting there to, be a story, be a little more, to be something about the concept of writer's block or being an author, but it never really goes deeper than just someone who likes to read and has a dog. So I ended up giving it a 6 out of 10. It wasn't a bad show. It definitely felt like comfort food, but I was expecting something more than that out of this, and I just didn't get it. So if you're looking for a comfy little show about a cute little raccoon dog, go watch it. But otherwise, there was nothing really to write home about here.
I can't believe in an era of the amount of shows you need to watch, Freeman, that was the one.
I picked it up in July, and the first 6 episodes were great. They were comforting, and I felt like it was leading into something. And then it just didn't. I was just committed because I didn't want to drop it to free up time because it was still a nice show. There's nothing wrong with it. It just wasn't exciting.
Gotcha.
So that's why I didn't drop it. And then the show I should have dropped was I finished season 2 of Nobody Wants This, the live action show on Netflix about Kristen Bell playing a podcaster out in California who ends up meeting this rabbi. And the challenge of someone who's not in the Jewish faith meeting someone in the Jewish faith and trying to make a relationship work. Season 1 ended with them almost splitting up because he's like, as a rabbi, I can't be a rabbi in my career unless I have a Jewish wife. Either you convert or we can't. And then season 1 ends with her saying, I'll consider converting. Then nothing happens for all of season 2.
Oh, no.
And then they repeated the exact plot from the finale of season 1, where she's like, actually, you know what? I'll consider converting.
Oh.
And they get back together. And I was like, what was the point of this season? So I was very angry with this. Nothing about season 1 that was good translated into the second season. They manufactured a lot of relationship drama just to get a plot going with a will they, won't they, when it should have been a season about will they. So I was disappointed with this. I know there's a season 3. I'm hesitant whether I'm going to watch it, but I'm pretty sure my Monday watch group is going to want to watch it when it comes out next year. And then the last thing for me was, I talked about it last week that I had started reading The Housemaid as the second book for book club. But I finished the book on Saturday morning and then went to go see the movie, which is currently in theaters, later that night. And overall, decent movie adaptation. It definitely suffered from having to cut a lot of content from the books. The movie works in a very much a 3-part structure where it sets up everything in part 1, super important, then a short part 2 where the twist happens, and then a short part 3 where it kind of plays out. And the problem is, in order to get it to a movie, to fit into a movie timeline, they left part 2 and part 3 just as long as they need to be, but they had to condense a lot of part 1. And it meant that a lot of the impact moments in part 2 and 3 didn't hit as hard as they should have.
Oh.
And I also have the bias that I know how it played out in the books. So I don't know how the movie would hit from someone who doesn't have all the background details or know about the expanded characters that's supposed to be happening. They had to shrink down for this movie. So I think I ended up giving it 3 stars. It's not a bad movie. I thought it was a decent book adaptation, but as a standalone movie, I don't think it's that good.
Val had said when she came back that she hopes that I actually would give it a shot when it comes to streaming, and she'd be curious to hear my take. So she at least wants me to give it a try when it's on streaming. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm generally curious about the opinions of someone who hasn't read the book. It's not a great movie, but it's a fun little thriller. It wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm just curious how good it is for someone without prior context.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was all I had.
Cool.
Who saw the next movie on the list?
I saw Wicked for good.
I did not know you saw that.
Was it for good or was it for bad?
Pretty fucking bad, actually.
Oh.
Who would have thought that when they adapted the back half of Wicked, which is nowhere near as good as the first half of Wicked, into its own standalone movie, that this could possibly happen?
I went into this, so I never saw the play and I never read the book. My wife saw the play at some point and my mom read the book, and those are the people I saw it with, including my sister. And this is coming off of the first part. I didn't hear that part, Freeman, about the first half being better than the back half of the play. It was more of
experience because I saw it on Broadway. The back half is nowhere near as good as the first half.
Okay, well, that is very apparent in the second movie because Jesus fucking Christ! I feel like they had opportunities to make it better, but I don't know if they followed the play beat for beat exactly.
Aren't there 2 new songs? I thought I remember hearing that, Freeman.
I have zero
Possibly.
clue.
I'm not sure.
No idea.
I just wanted to ask Tyler, for my sake and the listeners, because I don't have my phone in front of me anymore. What did you think of the first movie in comparison to this movie? Also,
I loved it. The first movie was incredible.
Wow. Okay.
I think I might have even given it a 4.5.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was definitely one of my favorite movies last year, actually. And I went into it not really knowing. I never really gave 2 shits about Wizard of Oz. I do like musicals, but it's also, as you guys are aware, right? I have my preferences. I am very open to things, but this is definitely not something you would ever peg me for breaking my leg to go to the theater for, and I wasn't.
Yeah.
But I was open to it, and I saw it, and I was like, dang, this movie was really good. The structure was good. Characters felt like they had arcs. And the singing was the fucking top notch. And I was like, wow, this probably couldn't get any better. And I was actually very excited to see the second movie, where all that kind of fell apart.
Damn.
And the pacing was all over the place. I get they were adapting the stage play, so I was trying to cut it some slack. So I was just trying to look at it not from the actual narrative standpoint, but the structure of how the movie was set up. And I just felt they didn't do a great job with that. And actually I didn't get a chance to because I was lazy. I didn't review it on my letterbox, but I was just gonna give it a 3. But because Michelle and I thought the same thing. We were basically saying how it would be a 2 if it weren't for the singing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not good. And and for added whatever, like my mom liked it, but she definitely thought it wasn't anywhere near as good as the first one. My sister also had similar opinions as well. Like she was like, this movie was okay, but like the singing carried it. Yeah. So sorry to tell y'all at home, but I didn't even look at the reviews for it, but I wouldn't be surprised if fucking people just biased rated it. Actually, I'm kind of curious.
I think it's
Live,
lower.
I
Here's the
want to
thing, like
look it up.
even among the music of Wicked, all the iconic songs are in the first half.
Yeah,
I definitely recognized all the music in the first half from when Val has played it in the past.
I'll say is Val has Val seen these movies at all, or
Yeah,
is she planning on
she
seeing
she
them?
she saw the first one, then had me watch it at New Year's last year, actually. Um,
I didn't realize Leslie saw this movie.
and then Val went and saw it with her mom and Renee. But I don't know. She said it was not as good.
Rachel gave this 4.5. Dude, I can't trust her reviews for shit, bro.
There's a lot of bias there.
She's a hot take. Leslie actually gave it a 1.5 star. I was like, damn, all right.
Hey, Rachel gave. Oh, I forgot to put on here. But I don't have to talk about it. But Rachel did give Office Space a 4-star when I showed it to her the other day.
That's more accurate.
Oh, wait, Tyler. I want to
Yeah,
wait until you have.
Tim. I was like, Tim, you didn't put a movie on here, did you?
I didn't, and I wanted to talk about it because Tyler was stunned that I watched this movie. But you should finish Wicked first.
Oh, what, you want to talk about our holiday movies that we want to watch?
No, the one
Because
that
I
you.
didn't put those on here.
No. But just because you messaged me about last holiday or
Yeah,
last
the fact
vacation.
that you watched Last Holiday was like out of fucking left field. It was more like it was like a random pick. It's like one of those like random fucking. It's like Friedman out of nowhere be like, I watched Barbershop. Like what?
Well, Rachel was over staying with us for the holidays because everyone else in the family was sick, and we were hanging out. And she's like, "Hey, you guys want to watch one of my favorite holiday movies?"
That's fucking crazy.
And honestly,
That's so weird.
Last Holiday, starring Queen Latifah, is pretty good. Like, it was a
That's
fun time.
Never would I have ever thought I would hear these words.
I mean, it didn't blow my socks off, but like, I don't know. It's just a real. It's
I'm
just a
not mad about it.
It's
I
just a
don't
well
like.
done.
It's just funny. It's just really weird, and I would have never pegged that kind of movie. Well, then you know what? Rachel does have questionable taste, so I would tell that to her face if I saw her more often.
sure.
Honestly,
No, but like it was a fun time. I mean, it's a mid 2000s movie with actual hope, which is weird to see in today's day and age. Maybe that's part of why I enjoyed it. Like, it's not a modern movie where it's like everything is about how bad life is. But no, it was fun. Like, they don't really dwell on, she just kind of goes, I'm just gonna go do this thing. And I had also seen YouTube videos recently recommended to me of the scene where she orders all the food and the chef comes out and greets her and everything, and I was like, this is kind of stereotypical, but this is just fun. Everyone seems like they're having a good time. I love the chef. He's like my favorite character. He's like a true homie. But no, it was a fun time. I anybody who wants a fun holiday movie, I would recommend Last Holiday. It's not like top tier, but it's a fun time. Also, what's his name? The guy, Tyler. Oh my god.
dude, I haven't seen that movie since my family rented it on Blockbuster when it came out.
What's the guy's name who's in it with her, the male lead? Quote unquote.
I don't know. I was like, you just saw this movie.
It's one of oh god, this is gonna sound so horrible. It's one of the LL Cool J. It's one of the rapper names.
What? Say it. What?
What?
What do you mean by that?
It's like it's like not a real name. It's like a stage name, rapper name kind of thing.
What kind? What kind of ethnically?
I wasn't saying anything like that at all. I just couldn't
Mm,
remember the name.
I mean, it is LL Cool J.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to remember.
Yo, holy shit! Giancarlo Esposito's in this movie.
Yes, he is so young.
Holy
It's weird. It looked
fuck.
really weird seeing Giancarlo Esposito, and he's not even a major. He's not even a villain. Like he's not playing a sneering villain guy. It's weird.
You know what's funny? He played at least like 3 or 4 villains on Miami Vice, and they all died.
Amazing.
They just kept bringing him back.
Hey, you want to do this again? Sure, why not?
Literally, I'm like, wait a minute, did I just see you the other episode?
Were you just here? No, that was Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. There's not much to it. It's just a fun, wholesome movie. Kind of just the message is just, hey, try to live your life. Don't get so caught up in living for tomorrow. Live life today a little bit. And that was a good message. It's easy to fall into that trap of not doing that. So,
you guys watch any other holiday movies while we're on the topic?
I mean, I watched Office Space with Rachel, like I said, which wasn't a holiday thing. It was more I want to show.
That's not a holiday movie. That's not what I asked.
Val was going to bed one night and early, and I'm like, Rachel, you want to watch a movie? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, let's watch Blues Brothers. That's a classic comedy you haven't seen. It's 2.5 hours. Let's watch something shorter. Office Space is on our watch list on Letterboxd. Office Space is still super relevant and super funny. Would still recommend anybody watch Office Space, especially if you work an office job. It's still painfully relevant.
I mean, I ended up watching Initial D Third Stage because there's technically a Christmas scene in this movie, and I just needed to kill like an hour and a half on Christmas morning. So I did watch that. It's one of those things where Initial D really came out during the era where CG was very bad, and there were a couple scenes where it's trying to be really dramatic, where like Takumi's just standing there. I think it's like what's his name? Ryusuke comes up to him and says, "I want you to join Project D. Give me your thoughts on it." And then he proceeds to get in his car, like whip the car around and drive away. But they did the CG car on a fully 2D background with Takumi standing in the foreground in 2D, and the shot looks so fucking stupid, even though it's really supposed to be a cool guy like peel off moment. And I was just laughing hysterically at it. And it's just, the animation style makes it way campier than it's intended to be, but like the animation of Third Stage is still very good for what the series was doing at the time. So it's still a fun movie to rewatch.
Fucking hilarious. What did I watch? I watched talk about questionable picks. I watched because I was like, you know what? It feels like last year was literally yesterday. I'm like, I don't feel like watching Die Hard. I don't feel like watching Home Alone. We did watch the Santa Claus while putting up the tree, which I will always love that movie too. That's like my top 3, like right next to Die Hard and Home Alone. Have you guys seen it? With Tim Allen?
Like forever ago. I haven't watched it as an adult.
If I saw it, it was so long ago I barely remember it. I think I did, but I don't remember any of it.
It's fucking great. You guys know the concept of it?
Apparently I rated it a 3.5, so I must have remembered it enough when I set up my letterbox.
He's gradually turning into Santa.
Mm-hmm.
He is, but the best part is that Santa falls off his roof
and dies.
And he
that's right. He inherits the Santa ship.
Yeah, and he puts on the suit, and he inherits the fairy mantle of Santa. Actually, like no fucking meme.
Yeah,
he inherits the fairy mantle. It's kind of weird. In some ways, it's a horror movie, but it's also wholesome, or something. I also watched Bad Santa. Not a good movie, but I have fond memories of it. And Jingle All the Way, also not a good movie. But have fond memories of watching it. And that was it.
Can I just say real quick, Todd, because I was looking at your review of Santa Claus, and I was looking at the reviews on Letterboxd. The top review of Santa Claus is very funny. 2 stars. When my 4-year-old niece just said, I did like it, but it wasn't very good. She really deconstructed film criticism in one fell swoop.
Yeah, man. It'd be like that.
That's an excellent summary.
It'd be like that. I played a lot of video games. I am playing. I didn't beat it yet, but by the time we get to the next podcast, I would have beaten it forever. So I'm close to the end. I'm just gonna say that this game is good with an asterisk.
What are you talking about?
Which game?
Oh, I didn't say. Yeah, sorry. Doom: The Dark Age. I'm playing that. Michelle got it for me for Christmas.
Ooh.
It's fun to play. The game itself is whatever, if that makes any sort of sense. Like
Like
I
it's fun
enjoyed.
enough, but it's not great.
Yeah, it does a lot of weird shit. It's like they overcorrected in the worst way possible in that like Doom 2016 was good and then they're like, "Oh, we've heard your pleas. We will change these things." And it's like, "Well, why'd you change it like this though? Like this is fine, but like it's not 2016. Just like work on it. You'll be fine." Okay, okay. Actually, you know what? The way I see Doom: The Dark Age is how I feel that Copilot or ChatGPT treats my fucking problems, actually.
Ah,
I ask it a question and they say, "Sure, we can help you with that." "Oh, this is what you actually mean." It's like, "No." And then every iteration of what I ask it to do, it gets further away from what I'm asking it to do because it thinks that I wanted this. And that is not the case. Not saying
All
it's
too far in
bad.
on the wrong solution.
Yeah, and not saying that it's a bad solution. It's just not what I wanted. Like, can I get into some light spoilers? I know, Tim, like you may or may not play this
I
in the
don't care.
future.
Yeah, go
I'm
for it.
never playing this. Go for it.
The Doom games have all
So,
been about the gameplay, not the spoilers, so go for it.
okay, that's fair. Yeah, I think the gameplay is a lot of fun. They changed some things up, and like my server has been watching me play it, so like there's like some mixed opinions about the whole parry system that I actually kind of enjoy. Um, but so we have Hell. They decided that we are going to expound further on this, and we're going to just throw in Cthulhu.
Okay.
So Cthulhu is a thing in the Doom universe now,
Okay.
and I don't think I'm for it. I think it's like I think it's cool that they explored something different, but it's not what I'm looking for. But I applaud the effort. That's it. That's all I really gotta say about that.
I mean, it feels like, Tyler, this is bleeding into why I wasn't a huge fan, why I never even finished uh, oh my
Eternal.
Eternal. Like, they just go so wacky. They're like, we're so wacky. We're trying everything to go crazy. We're going as big as possible, as fast as possible. And I'm just like,
Yeah. They
I,
also lean into the plot a
oh
lot,
my
and I'm
god,
just like,
so much.
why? There's other things that kind of bug me in this game, but at the end of the day, I'm like, well, I'm having fun playing it, so fuck it, I guess.
Other than what we were
Like,
watching before this near the end, where you
what?
where you were getting kind of frustrated, like when you were streaming before the podcast.
Oh, that's just a part of it. I'm just like, I
No,
wasn't
I
like,
know.
it's like, okay, I died, like whatever, I
No, you
guess.
weren't raging. It was just funny to be like, I was really loving playing it, and we were watching, and you're like, up, dead, up, fuck, this
Yeah,
room's
well, all
hard, dead.
right, nope, restart, restart, restart. Okay, I guess I'm just dead. Yeah. Great. Yeah,
All right,
no.
we only have 2 games left. We're almost there, boys.
Yeah, I know.
We're at 2 hours.
I'm playing Arc Raiders with all the kids these days.
The kids these days.
Dude, it is what all the squeakers are playing. I think this game's mid. Um,
Hmm.
So it's an extraction shooter. What's the deal with it? I told you
that's
to
it.
delay
It's
it.
an extraction shooter. There's really
Enough
Congratulations,
nothing
you
said.
cracked the
special.
code.
I'm no longer interested.
Yeah, I got it because my friends were playing it, and like it doesn't do anything special. Anybody says that it does anything special, you're lying to yourself and you're lying to everybody else because it's
Damn.
not.
Talk about lying.
It and it's like the game. So the one thing I'll say about this, the one up about this that is cool that it has on some other games is that the games are really short and like it's Tarkov for babies
Hmm. Well, that
and
explains
people
why it's doing
say I'm
well.
bold. Yeah, dude, because like all right, there's a big controversy right now about like there's people out there. We want PVE only. We want PVE only. Like we don't want PvP. Like people are killing us. We want to loot in peace. Just let us loot in peace. And I'm like, bro, shut the fuck.
Go play
I'm
Minecraft.
I'm in the cry harder camp. Granted, it's because I played shit like Daisy. Like motherfuckers don't know the pain of like playing for 3 or 4 or like 5 hours in a game just to get a 22 sporter and then just get sniped from across the map with from a guy like who had an op fully kitted out or some bullshit. Like they don't know,
They don't
and
know
I
what
get
real
it.
pain is like.
They have no clue what real pain is, and I would even say that I don't know real pain to an extent. But I don't know, like if that's what the game is, like then that's what the game is. Like no one ever really cared like about like Hunt Showdown or any of these other games. Like I've never heard the same criticism. And I'm wondering if it's because this game has more I don't know if it's more normie appeal or something like that.
I don't know, because like the biggest normie game in the world is Fortnite, and that's pure PvP. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really get it. Well, so here's the thing with like what's it called with Fortnite though. Fortnite is just straight PvP. You don't have, I mean, that I know of, you don't have objectives like that where you have to go and extract with specific items that you need for certain quests.
Yeah.
Where that's what this is, and that's what Tarkov is. I didn't hear any, and Tarkov is punishing. Tarkov is like, it's like you die and that's it. Like it's hard getting like really good stuff in that game because like you just die and doing everything in that game is a fucking chore.
Yeah.
Where this, it's like you can like max is a half hour. Honestly, um, you go in and if you lose something, it's like whatever, fuck it, right? It really
It's
isn't
sort
that
of low
big of a
stakes.
deal. Yeah, in my opinion, it's all low stakes. And what's the difference if you don't extract with it, right? Oh well, like you lose out technically on a half hour, I guess, but like it's not like you had the thing in the first place, right? It's not like you're losing it unless it's like a sick gun that you got,
Yeah, you just gain
right?
nothing.
Yeah. So it's a super low stakes. Like if this game is for people who have wanted to fuck around with um games like I don't know, like Tarkov or whatever, but they wanted it super low stakes, this is the game for you.
Hmm.
Outside that, it doesn't offer anything special. It's not a buy it now. I wouldn't say it's like, earth shattering of any sort. Um that being said, if you want to play, you can play with me, but don't go into it thinking that it's gonna be something special. If that makes any sense.
Damn.
It's actually funny. I think it doesn't offer anything, like especially the fact that the division exists, and I think the division's not good either. Well, actually, no. What I'm saying, I think Arc Raiders is solid. It just doesn't do anything new, whereas I think Division is bad. But the Division is the same thing. Like if you've played the Division, you're gonna play Arc Raiders, basically. So yeah, I don't know why this game is so popular though. I think the sound is actually Freeman. If you should watch me play this just for the sound design, just to experience that.
Let me know next time you're playing. I'll try and hop on and watch.
Yeah, the sound design is great. And then I played Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. I just wanted to throw that in here because this game's great.
After slogging through Uncharted 1.
Yeah, Uncharted 1 is garbage, and Uncharted 2, I think I've beaten Uncharted 2 like at least like I can't tell you how many times I beat it.
Wow.
It's not like Resident Evil 4 I beat it that many times, but like definitely beat it more than a few times.
Isn't Resident Evil 4 longer?
Depends.
Okay.
If you're bad, it's longer than playing Uncharted 2, like on a first run through.
That's why I was asking. For
if
Tyler.
you're bad.
Okay.
Oh, for me, for me, Resident Evil 4 is like a sub 4 or 5 hour experience, and that's because I'm
Nice.
taking my time.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's like that. That's pretty much that's it.
Well, that is our podcast for the preview of 2026, and also to preview something we should consider in 2026, boys. Xbox is having a Steam sale right now, which is the weirdest sentence I thought I'd utter in this whole podcast. That includes the Halo Infinite campaign is 67% off at only $20. So it might be time for us to grab the Infinite campaign to finally do that co-op LP.
We can do that. If you do it, I will commit.
I will also commit. Hashtag committed. It's in my cart.
I'm
Also-
about to commit.
Also, for people
Halo
at
Infinite
home,
campaign, there we go.
for people at you have to go to the free-to-play Halo Infinite, then click on the campaign DLC part, and then you will buy the Halo Infinite campaign.
Oh boy.
So I have now purchased it.
All right, I'm buying it too.
But more importantly, for those at home, if for the one person who's made it this far, Halo Master Chief Collection is on discount for $10. That is one of the greatest values
Deal.
ever.
That's a bin. That's an actual bin.
That's actually insane worth. So consider
Doom
buying that if you have-
2016, by the way, $4. Also a bin.
Oh my god! Also an absolute.
Also a bin.
Also, what does that mean? I haven't
Buy
heard...
it now.
Oh, buy. Okay, yes, buy it now.
BIN. Buy
Just-
it now.
Easy instant purchase. But yeah, so that's the end. And looking ahead to 2026, maybe it'll finally be 2026, the year of Halo Infinite.
Maybe.
But
Before it actual goes tits up.
yeah, God. The celebrating the year of Xbox 2026 with Halo Infinite.
Jeez.
Arc Raider's also top seller on Steam. Only game beating the Steam Deck right now. But with that, we will end the podcast here. Thank you all so much for listening. 2025 has been a good year, and we're looking ahead to another fun year in 2026, which will be over in 25 hours for us.
Nah.
So if you're listening to this, Happy New Year, or Happy Almost New Year, and we'll be back with the podcast and hopefully some LPs, maybe one or two, in 2026. But until then, my name is Timpedia.
Freeman?
It did not register again?
Nope.
Good
You
lord.
I didn't do
Oh my
it.
god. I even
Dead
tried to say it
silence.
at a normal volume so it wouldn't clip, but I'm Friedman.
Oh, Freeman!
And we'll catch you guys in 2026. Thanks for listening.